of a gig. Biggest ever seen. God, this program's big. MS Word 15 comes on 10 CDs and requires, damn, Word is fine, but geez, 60 megs of RAM? Oh, Microsoft, bloatware all the way. I've sat here installing Word since breakfast yesterday. Oh.
A big question a lot of you probably have is what to do when Windows 10 hits end of life. Windows 10 is dead, 11 is the future. Well, for one thing, no, that's not actually true. There will be updates available for Windows 10 for years after its so-called end of life. And if you want those updates for free, you don't have to enslave yourself to a Microsoft account. All you have to do is go to massgrave.dev and download MassAIO and use TS Forge to make yourself eligible for those updates magically for free. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, now, I don't care about updates. I really don't, because most of the security updates are these things that seal theoretical holes that require all kinds of prior access. For someone like me, who is not some big corporation that would be a massive target so that they could steal 100,000 credit card numbers, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't care. So I have updates turned off, and I've had updates turned off, and I haven't had a single Windows update for a long time. And guess what? My computer still works. My software still works. In fact, updates tend to cause more problems than they solve, because I've never had a customer come in exploited by a theoretical security hole, but I have had customers come in where their computer's operating system was completely destroyed by an update that went haywire. So no, what you need to do is go to massgrave.dev, get MassAIO, and then use it to switch Windows to Enterprise, use HWID to activate, use OHook if you have Office, and you can download the installers through MassAIO, by the way, but use OHook to make your Office installation offline permanent, and then use TS Forge to get updates if you really want updates in the first place. I don't know why you do, but if that's something that makes you feel better, makes you sleep well at night, then so be it. That's a way you can do it for at least the next 3 years. Whoop-de-doo, good for you. Now, will I be moving to Windows 11? No. Unequivocally, no. What does Windows 11 give me that 10 does not? Windows 11 gives me a more annoying interface. I mean, really bad. The user interface is terrible. Control panels that are missing things that are even worse somehow than Windows 10's control panels. Even more schizophrenic with the legacy control panel still existing because there's no way to get rid of it. So why'd you get rid of it in the first place? There's so many problems with 11. The only thing 11 would give me is Microsoft has artificially held back universal support for USB 4. Okay, I can do without that. I don't own any hardware with USB 4. I don't own any USB 4 drives or devices. I actually have never seen a USB 4 drive or device. Everything that needs that kind of speed is Thunderbolt 3 or whatever. So, I don't know why I care. And yeah, I know eventually what happens is the rot of just not having drivers for new hardware. That's largely why Windows 7 died. Really what put the nail in the Windows 7 coffin for me was AMD having their Ryzen processors completely incompatible with ACPI versions that Windows 7 is able to support. You have to have a parser for ACPI that is capable of ACPI 5, and so Windows 7 will never have that. Artificially, of course, Microsoft simply never wrote the ACPI parser for it, and there you go. So that's why 7 died. It's largely because the software support's not there, and new stuff doesn't work on it. Otherwise, honestly, I'd still be running 7 even today. I don't know why anybody would run 11 willingly, other than that they have some sort of artificial requirements that say that they have to. These people drive like complete crap, I swear. Nah, but you know, that's the excitement of a Rollin Ramble, isn't it? Anyway, the bottom line is that you can keep Windows 10 running pretty much indefinitely. Lack of support from the company that makes the software does not mean the end of life for the software. In fact, any software that doesn't work when you take the internet offline long enough, that kind of software should be pirated. and you should use a cracked version that works perpetually offline forever. Any software that's subscription only, do that. Make it not subscription only. Make it permanent. Make it so that it always works. Because otherwise you don't own it, but you're paying for it. You're paying for it and you don't own it. You may as well look, I know, okay? I know I've had this argument 1,000 times. Why, piracy's unethical, whatever. If you're paying for the software, okay? Well, hell, even if you're not and you just don't like the idea that maybe it'll be yanked out from under you, but if you're paying for the software and they yank it out from under you for any arbitrary reason, or even if there's just a technical problem of some sort that causes it to be yanked out from under you, you deserve to safeguard yourself against that. The system does not prevent people from taking your money but then not giving you what you paid for. So why should you respect that same system by allowing that to happen? No, screw that. Pirate everything that does not work offline in perpetuity by itself. Even if you pay for it, run the pirated versions. Especially in the case of the Adobe suite, the pirated versions actually run faster because it unhooks all of the little license checks. There are hundreds of license checks a second from what I remember. And so people found pirated versions of Adobe software in particular actually run faster than their non-pirated counterparts. But anyway, that is entirely up to your morality. You can do what you want, but I'm just saying that in an imperfect system where ownership is being dissolved and nobody at the government's rushing to do anything about it, you may as well throw out and ignore those rules that say you're not allowed to do that, because guess what? You paid for it. You should own it. That's the end of the story. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do when Windows 10 is toast. MassAIO has a different activation method. It's called KMS38, which does offline permanent activation till 2038. I don't know what people are going to come up with in 13 years after this video to make Windows 10 continue to work after 2038, but I probably won't care by then. We'll see what happens. Anyway, if we could just go back to Windows 7 or hell, for me, Windows 2000, I would absolutely do it. But unfortunately, even Linux is not immune to being a bloated piece of crap. So the software world sucks. I wish I could do something about it, but that's a topic for some other video, and I've already made plenty of videos saying I would love to make a whole new operating system and software from scratch, but the size of the task is so large, I don't foresee it ever happening. But if it does happen, you'll be the first to know. Now you'll be the second, because I'll be the first. Anyway, Windows 10. If you run Windows 10, keep running Windows 10. If you're on Windows 11, replace it with Windows 10. Maybe in a future video, I will tell you how to put drivers for unsupported hardware into Windows 10 during the installation process and such, so that you can actually have a working Windows 10, even on newer hardware that's not fully supported, but the drivers are actually out there. Anyway, I have to go and put out a server fire, a metaphorical server fire. Talk to you later. Bye.
9/10 of a gig, biggest ever seen. God, this program's big. MS Word 15 comes on 10 CDs and requires, damn, Word is fine, but geez, 60 megs of RAM? Oh, Microsoft, bloatware all the way. I've sat here installing Word since breakfast yesterday. Oh, Microsoft, moderation, please. Guess you hadn't noticed. 4 gig drives don't grow on trees.